Can you talk through your recruiting process? And let me ask you this: were you getting football looks even though you weren't playing, or
out of height? Nah, football,
okay.
nah, not really. I mean, they would. Some of them coaches would ask, "Have you do you still think about football?" Things like that, but I wasn't playing football anymore, so like it really wasn't on my mind. Even when I went to VCU and like NFL teams would come to the, I'd be telling like dudes on my team, I'm not going to play no football because at that point, like I'm all in on basketball, so I really wasn't.
Yeah.
I really wasn't thinking about no football at that point in my career.
True. So what schools were looking at you out of high school, and then kind of how did you go through that vetting process?
Who was the first team to really? Nevada might have been the first team to offer me. But they were all the way in the West Coast. At that point in my life, I don't think I had ever been on the West Coast in my life, so didn't really take them serious. Wake Forest called me.
Oh wow!
That's when I knew I could. That's when I knew I could be good. Cause Wake Forest called me, and at this point, I just killed in this AAU tournament. And I played basketball, but I didn't really follow basketball. Like I just played. I didn't know who the top players in the country were, but it just so happened Montrezl was on the other team.
Wow!
And I killed him this game. They had him. They had this dude named Cody Miller McIntyre. He went to Wake Forest. He was a good point guard. They just do Aaron Roundtree. But these are all D1 players. I had no idea who they were because like I knew Virginia players. I didn't know dudes from out of state. So the Wake Forest calls me. I'm like, you just killed this so and so. I'm like, who? So this is when I started going on the internet and looking dudes up. Like, I don't know who's who. So then they called, and then like a couple other ACC school calls in like Delaware State, and then VCU called me. I'll never forget the day VCU called me because I'm in the car with my friends Gabe, Nick, Alex, Adam. We just leaving Chipotle, and he goes, I'm like, hello? Who this? Like, I don't have the number saved. Like, who this? Like, Shaka Smart VCU. I'm like, who? I didn't really follow VCU at that point.
That's crazy.
VCU. I'm like, yo, turn the music down, turn the music down. Everyone put the phone on speaker, and then, just chopped it up with Coach Smart, and then they came to my game. Well, they started coming to some of my open gyms, and it was Coach Rose. He's a head coach at VCU now, one of my favorite coaches to this day, but he would come to the gym, but he wouldn't let no other coach talk to me. Like, the way he wouldn't leave till that whole hour and a half, he would sit there and talk to me the whole time. You see the other coaches just looking like they're trying to get in, but he wasn't letting it happen. And then I played this dude's school, Christ Church. It was in the D1 playoff, well, not playoffs for private school. And I think I had a triple-double, like 20, 15, and like 10 blocks. And right after that game.
Whoa, hold on. Yeah. 10 blocks, not assists?
Not assists, blocks. I probably had that like 3 or 4 times in high school.
You probably had it against Herndon, for real.
I know I did it. I know I had a 20, 20, and 10 against Flint Hill.
Sheesh.
But, after I had that, then VCU offered me right there.
That's crazy.
I was really, I played my whole junior year committed to VCU because, Coach Hall called me. I was going to wait it out. And Coach Hall calls me, because he knew I really liked VCU. He was like, you might want to kind of make your decision soon. VCU only has 1 scholarship left. And at this point, we already knew Jordan Burgess, his older brother Bradford Burgess, played there. So we knew Jordan was going to go. So I'm like, I'm just like, all right, forget it. I'm gonna just go ahead and commit. I like it. Hour and a half away from home. My mom can come see me play. I got a lot of friends that go there. It's close to home. My family can come see me. So I made the decision, and still one of the best decisions I ever made in my life to this day. But when I called Coach Smart, they weren't even expecting me to commit that early. They were like, really? They were surprised because it was early. Like I said, I didn't even start junior year AAU yet. I just made the commitment.
That's crazy, man. Wait, so we can't. You were killing Montrezl in high school?
Yeah, that's why he's my dog to this day. Like we still talk
crazy.
To this day. But at that point, we had no clue who each other was.
Wow. And he's a dog too. I'm sure he was in high school.
He's always had that motor. He's always played with that motor.
Yeah, ended up committing to Louisville, right?
Yeah, he went to Louisville. He was committed to Virginia Tech, then I think the coach left or whatever. He went to Hargrave Prep.
Yeah.
Hargrave, yeah.
Yep. Then he ended up at Louisville. You saw what he did at Louisville.